Okay, friends. So, we are going to talk all things stories tonight, okay? And just the apps that we use, what got us using our stories. Honestly, you guys, I build, I would say, 85% of my business, if not even more than that, through stories. So, here's the thing, and I'll tell you kind of the reason why I honed in on doing stories, and I'm already just going to prepare you that at 36 weeks pregnant, I'm always winded, so I'm sorry. But anyways, so here's what I started noticing and why stories kind of became something that I started utilizing was that when I was watching or when I was going through and paying attention or when I was making my list of people that I thought would be awesome at this business or people that I want to get to know and interact with, I realized that I was only going to people's stories. I was not clicking on their profiles. I was not going to see, and I wasn't going through and reading their posts and all those types of things. And so, first of all, I want you to ask yourself, like, where do you go to interact with people? Like, are you going to their pages? Are you just watching and clicking through stories? For me, that was quick and easy. That was fast. Sometimes I was getting information that I wanted and I could listen while I was driving and you didn't even have to pay attention to something, whether it was like a mom hack or like a beauty hack or whatever it may be. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I listen to over the radio, right? And so I kind of realized quickly, probably over the last, like, I want to say like year and a half, that that's what I was paying attention to. The other thing is, you guys, is I'm not like a huge writer. Like, some people are awesome at putting words together and some people are amazing at doing these really long posts, right? And all that kind of stuff. That's just not something that is one of my strengths, and that's okay, right? Oh, great. Now it's telling me my internet connection is unstable. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. So anyways, and I do posts. However, mine are a little bit shorter. They're probably not going to be super long. Every once in a while, you might catch a long one from me. But the truth is I try to keep that stuff really short. The thing that I do love about posts is that I do love taking pictures. I do love editing my pictures. That's something I love doing even outside of it work. So the fact that those things help us build our business is like a cherry on the top for me, okay? So I started doing stories. The other thing that I love about stories that I'm going to show you guys is you can see who's watching your stories consistently. Okay, and so I utilize that tool a lot for making my list for people that I'm going to go choose and intentionally interact with. You know, and I go and check them out as well to be like, hey, is this somebody that I would like to work with? Is this somebody that I think would be great to be on my team? You know, what characteristics do they have? That type of thing. What things do I relate to them with? So here's the thing, you guys. I started doing those. I love that it can do both Instagram and Facebook. And I love that I can kill two birds with one stone. So I'm going to make sure that you know that. So we're going to kind of touch on the basics of those things. And then we're going to teach you how to use the apps that we use on a regular basis and how to kind of go through them. And the thing is Erika and Lysa and I, it's so funny because a lot of even what I have learned through stories, it's not from It Works people. It's from like bloggers or different people. And you guys, honestly, I'm just bold as heck and I just message people. Like, if I see that I like something that they are utilizing on a regular basis for their stories, I have zero shame and I just ask them, like, hey, what app are you using for this? Or where are you getting this from? Or whatever it is. And the thing is I feel like most people who are in like boss mode and just encouraging entrepreneurship and that type of thing, you guys, they answer. So a lot of what I've learned is not just like how I found it or anything like that, but it is through asking people and zoning in on what I liked, okay? So I really want you to pay attention to that. I want you to think to yourself, like, what is it that you go to? If you go to posts, then focus on posts, right? If you are constantly doing stories, but yet you're not offering stories, like, ask yourself why. And hopefully after tonight, you can use what we give you and you can start making your own stories. Because honestly, it's pretty fun. You can do it at any time of the day. So like right now, I consistently wake up at 3:30 in the morning. I don't know why. But guess what? If you all of a sudden see this awesome opportunity thread of stories that I've done, it's probably because I've done it in the middle of the night and then I wait to go post it, okay? So it's one of those things that these are some of the things when I'm sitting at one of my boys' practices or whatever it is that I will get some of these stories nailed out. Not only can you guys use it at whatever time that you want to post it at, but it is a tool that your team can use, and it is something that you can use over and over and over again. Like, if you take the time to make some of them look good, you can use them again. And I'm going to show you where you can even go find them. You can save them to your phone. Like, it's not just like a one-time thing. Okay. So you can rotate through, like, people are not going to be like, oh, Sarah posted that 2 weeks ago. No, they don't know. It's another Friday. I've changed out the dates of when we got Friday weekly bonuses or whatever it is. Like, that's all they're paying attention to. Or they're paying attention to that my weekend's covered from weekly bonuses, my weekend fun, right? Which is probably something that they would love to have. So I want you to think of those things. The other thing is, so many times people say, they're like, I don't have a lot going on in my life, or I didn't even leave the house today. Who cares? You don't have to. It's like, that's the thing. You don't even have to leave your house. However, I will encourage you, like, mix things up. It can have pictures. You can use the stories from the apps that you're going to create these stories from. You can do boomerangs. Like, you can show where you're at. You can show sunsets. You can do anything. So I always tell people, sometimes I catch myself watching something and it has nothing. It's just mindless. Like, it's no different than when people watch something from TV. So, but it's somebody showing their life. So maybe it's that they're cooking, or maybe they're sharing what they're having for dinner, or maybe it's their kids, or whatever it is. You guys, you all have 15 seconds that you can share throughout your day. And that's the thing that I absolutely love about it. Okay. So I always tell people, I'm like, think of 3 to 5 things that scream you. Okay. And it's not just, it works, right? I didn't say one thing. I said 3 to 5 things that scream you. So that's kind of what I hone in on. So, and things that I liked that people offer. So if I'm doing like recipes or something, I will share that. Like, if I'm cooking, I share my coffee every single morning. I share my celery juice every single morning. That's my routine. And you know what's funny, you guys, is it's not clearly annoying, because that is what 99% of my customers order, is my morning routine. Okay, so again, consistency, like, think of the things. What do you do that you consistently do that you could share every single day? Okay, so I hone in on that kind of stuff. Maybe it's that you're working out. That's not mine right now, okay? But maybe that's yours, and that's awesome. So 3 to 5 things, like, when I think about things that I'm sharing, it's usually my morning coffee, my morning routine. So I'm sharing the products that I'm using. So people ask me, have I been sharing that I've been doing a cleanse, or been sharing that I'm doing Thermofide X? No, I'm pregnant. Like, I haven't used those things. But guess what? It doesn't mean that I don't sell those things. What happens is that my conversation starts with my coffee or those types of things. When I start asking goals, there are other products that fit people better, right? And so you are still selling those things, but you don't have to have stories and share a different product every single day. Honestly, share you. That's what you have to share, okay? So I always do my morning routine. I like fashion, so sometimes I'll be sharing my outfits. I'm a bargain shopper, so people love that. I'm usually sharing my kids, right? Because mom life is a big part of my life. My kids are a lot of what I do on a regular basis. The other thing is I want people to see the chaos in my life. I want them to see that I sit in the pickup line and I'm eating lunch. I want them to see that I'm at practices. Like, I want them to see that I build my business doing this at all the same spots that they are at on a regular basis, okay? So I'll share that kind of stuff. If there's, what else do I do? I'm trying to think. Oh, I share motivational stuff. That's so easy. You guys, you can grab that from Pinterest. You can find different things. You can hashtag like Boss Babes or whatever it is, and you can go grab those things, but offer them something. Offer your viewers what you love to go see, and ask yourself those things. So know the 3 to 5 things that you would like to share, okay? And then, you know what, when life is a little bit fun and crazy, share that stuff. Like, share what your surroundings look like, that type of thing. So you do have things to share. So there are many days that I haven't showered, that I'm in pajamas, that I have not left the house other than to go pick up kids. I still am on my stories. Okay. And so again, that's relatable to people. So think about those things. Okay. And then, what was I going to tell you? Okay. I told you that. So here we're just going to kind of get started. So you guys are going to have to bear with us, because we are going to have to like turn our phone screens way down. So I think you can see mine. I try to like get rid of the glare. Football. See, that's my life. Okay. So here's the thing, you guys. I want you to make sure, and you guys might even already have some of this stuff, but this is just like housekeeping things. This is like basic. Even on Rewiring, you guys, I already have like where you can use all the different, options that you can get just off of Instagram. Okay. And I'll kind of show you some of my hacks on there too. But we will show you more in the apps, but those ones are like basic, right? So this one, we're going to go a little bit more in depth because you guys are always saying like, how are you making your pretty things? Or what app is this? Or how are you doing this? Well, we're going to show you tonight. Okay. So I'm going into my Instagram. Okay. Ooh, the glare is so bad. Why is it like that? Okay. I'm just going to walk you through this, but I want you to make sure this, okay? So you're going to go to like your home like this, okay? You're going to go to the three little lines up in the corner, and you want to go to settings, and mine's like down here, okay? And the first thing that you want to do is when you go to that, if you go to accounts, you guys, you want to make sure that your Facebook is linked, okay? So when it says linked accounts, you want to make sure that you have your Facebook linked. If you have your Instagram as a business page, you cannot link it unless you have a business page on Facebook, okay? Mine, I've gone back and forth on it. Honestly, I don't really notice a huge difference. And the one thing that I am always looking for is like a time saver. And so it pays for me to keep mine my Instagram is not a business page. And so I keep it so that I can have it linked to this. Okay, so you want to make sure that, and there, you can link it to other accounts too if you want to. I mostly use Instagram and Facebook. And in order, I'm more of an Instagram girl than I am a Facebook girl. However, I do use Facebook like for host to post and stuff, okay? So you want to make sure that you have that. Here's the thing. You can share. I always post my stories on my Instagram because it will share from Instagram to Facebook. If I go post, even if my stuff is linked on Facebook, it is not going to share that to my Instagram. It doesn't go from like Facebook to Instagram, okay? So, and honestly, you have way more options of what you can do with your stories and what you can add to your stories on Instagram. So it's smarter to go on there anyways. And then, oh, babe, you're the best. Thanks. You just made me best fat fuel. The bomb. Okay. And then I want to tell you, okay, so that's how you're going to do that. And then the other thing is you guys, if you go to privacy, so you're still in your settings, you're going to go to privacy over here. And then you want to go to stories. Okay, so you go to your story tab. Oh, and I hit the wrong thing. And then here's the thing. I want to tell you what I have my settings on. Okay, so you want to make sure you have certain settings on. So everyone, where it says allow message replies, I have it for everybody. Okay, so that people can, when they say, like you're going to see on, maybe you've shared stories before and it says like swipe up and everyone's like, I don't have a swipe up option. No, you don't. You don't have a swipe up option. And you don't get that until you have like 10,000 followers. Not to mention, I don't even know that it would allow us to swipe up to our It Works website anyways. You guys, again, don't focus on those tiny things. Like I have never once been able to post my website or have a swipe up or any of those things. The thing is I want to draw people in to talk to me anyways, because you are going to get way better sales. You're going to get way better relationships. You're going to have customers that become DTs. So the truth is I don't want people just to swing through and, like go hop on an order without having to chit chat with me. I do want to bring them into me. Okay. So on there, you want to make sure it says everyone. You guys, you can save when you do stories, you can save it to your camera roll if you want. I don't. Because I have 20-some thousand photos on my phone as is. But I do want you to make sure that you have saved to archive. And I'm going to show you where you can go. Of course, I have a low battery. Okay. But I'm going to show you where you can go to get your archive stories. So what that's doing is it's actually saving the stories that you do, and it's saving it in your Instagram account where you can go back and you can reuse those. You can reuse them, you guys, on days that you're super freaking busy, right? I always say, like, you have to plan ahead. There are days that I know I'm going to be doing stories that I've done before, that I'm not going to create new content, and that's okay. The new content is going to come from me being live on 15 seconds from my stories, or maybe a new post, or maybe a picture that I did, and that's okay, you guys. Like, that's the awesome thing about stories, okay? So, and then the next thing I want you to do is, especially if you're going to be leading, you have team, all that good stuff, right? Is I have allow resharing to stories. I have that on. Allow sharing as message, yes. And then you want to make sure the bottom part where it says sharing to your Facebook. Okay? So those are all my settings that I have on here. And then I'm going to show you guys exactly where to go for when all my stuff is archiving, okay? And I'm sure you can go in here and you can change it up, or I could delete some, but I don't. Okay, so if I'm back on my normal profile and I go to the little top 3 lines again, jeez, it doesn't let me do it until I turn my phone, so I'm sorry. Okay, so do you guys see where it says archive right there? If I click this, it literally pulls up every single, oh, and it even does on this day. I was going to a concert. So anyways, it pulls up every single story that I've posted. So, okay, so this is, for instance, so I had created an opportunity like thread thing about my story, joining my team, always have a call to action. Lysa, I know, is going to talk about that, so I'm not going to go through that. But I literally, you guys, I can click on this and I can bring it back. And if what you can do is if you go here, you can hit share, or it's starting to go through my stories, or you could even hit and do save photo. Okay, so I'm going to show you something, because sometimes I'll do this and I'll just resave the photo, because what happens if I go to share, it pops it up. Okay, so it pops it up in your story. You can obviously, I would like adjust it so it's the right size. The other thing is when you're doing that, this little date, you guys just grab it with your finger and pull it to the trash. Okay, so sometimes I'll be like going through people's stuff and I see their little date and I'm like, oh, they don't know the trick yet. Like literally just grab it and bring it to the trash. Anything that you don't want on there, you should be able to snag and pull through, okay? But it's nice. Now, this is the only thing with archive is it will say, like, once it posts, it will say like archive blah, blah, blah up in the corner. So if that bothers you in any way, just know that you can also go to the little more button down here and you can save your story thread and then go repost it and it won't have anything on that, okay? So that is a ton of what you guys will see us do, okay? So those are like, I always am about like saving time, hacks, like you guys know. And to be honest with you, just where I'm at in life right now, like I always tell people, I'm like, busy with babies was so different than busy with big kids. Because now I'm behind my car and I'm behind the wheel and I'm like, you can't do that, right? It's like busy was different. Like I was home, I could have my phone in my hand, I could be staring at it, I could do those things. But this is the thing is with stories is I love it. I can plan ahead. I can create stories at 5 in the morning when I'm getting up to do a power hour, or I can do it at nighttime once, you know, my family's asleep, Kevin's asleep, whoever. I get a ton of my stuff done then. So I'm not sitting there trying to mess with it and create it right then and there. So here's the main apps, you guys, that I use, okay? And these girls use them too. So anytime we learn something new, I hope you guys like, and if it's not, if you don't have your little like people that push you and do that type of thing, like let it be us or whatever you want. But when we learn something new, like we are seriously patting ourselves on the back. We're like, yeah, we just learned something. Like I'm going to show you how to do it. So here's the thing. My main apps that I use are Unfold. So it looks like this. And maybe if Lysa or Erika, they can even like type it in the comments for you guys. But it looks like this. I love this one. It's super clean. It's super white. This is one that I actually found from a blogger when I first was really wanting to like make my stories like really crisp and just clean and whatever. Again, it saves them in here. So at any time, you guys, like, and it can be a story thread. So like you might see like if I swipe this way, it might be a whole opportunity story thread on there. Okay, so it saves all that stuff on there. This one, it's like the ones with the white backgrounds. It has like the ones that almost have like the film thing. The thing that I love about Unfold too, and you guys will see with Over, is that you can do videos. So a lot of times, if you guys see me doing a video of my coffee or of the celery or anything like that, I have taken my video on my actual phone, but I will do the time lapse option. And so it kind of speeds it up. And then I just go in here into my Unfold and I just add it. So it's really neat because you can add videos, not just photos. Okay, so that's a really cool thing with the Unfold app that I think a lot of people are like, how do you do videos? How do you do that type of thing? That one allows you. The other one is Over. Erika's going to really like go into depth with some of that. It has templates. It has like when you guys see really fun fonts that maybe we're using on our stuff, we're creating it there and literally pulling it over into our Instagram. And like, once you save it and copy it, once you go click on your Instagram app, it pops up and it just lets you bring it in. So Over is one that we use a ton of. And then Mojo is one that I learned, again, by asking. So a lot of you have asked about, and I'm going to show you what that one looks like. It's like down here, it looks like this. This one allows you to do the words. So like when you have a picture, it allows like the video, or it allows like the slideshows, or like, do you see how it's doing this? So this one allows you different things, like look how cool. It kind of shows you. So if you're like looking and you kind of want to do something like that, you know, if I was at freaking green carpet, which I wish I was, I mean, I'm glad I'm on here tonight with you guys, but I am having FOMO since I can't fly. But anyways, this one has a really cool, Mojo's another really cool one. If you want like the slideshows, or you want the words to come down on your pictures, that is an app that I know like Alyssa is using and a bunch of other people. So Unfold, Over, Mojo, and then Ming is another one. Erika taught me that one, game changer, but I'm going to let her go into it. So Lysa is going to go through, we're trying not to overlap because obviously a lot of us do the same things. But Lysa is going to kind of go through, and she's going to show you Lightroom and a bunch of other things. So seriously, get ready to take some notes, because at first you're going to be like, what? But honestly, you guys, this is the best thing I can tell you. Do not wait for people to create your content. Like, being able, once you start playing around with some of this stuff and being able to do it on your own, I feel like the creativity is just so fun when you get going with it. And not to mention, you're not waiting. Like, your business isn't waiting on my busy day, right? So that's why we're on here tonight. We want you to be able to go in and create these things. We want you to be excited to create them and have something be like, hey, I did this, and you can go share it in your team chat or wherever you are, or you can share it with your new people or whoever it is. It's awesome tools. It helps you lead and it helps you build. Okay, so Lysa, go ahead and take over, boo.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
We can hear ya.
Okay, yeah, so literally what Sarah said. Oh, okay, so I'm going to talk about Lightroom. In Lightroom, it can seem very scary and daunting, but honestly, you just have to start playing with it, and that's the only way that you're going to figure it out. I remember the first time that I started like editing. So Lightroom is a photo editor. Am I laggy, or is that just my computer?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Thanks, Vanessa. When I first started editing with Lightroom, I remember Sarah texted me the first photo that I posted, and she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I just downloaded this app and I'm just starting to like tweak stuff with my photos. And she was like, you need to teach me. We don't know any of this stuff until we teach ourselves. So we're trying to like bypass all of that for you guys, so you guys don't have to deal with the struggle that we had to go through. So Lightroom looks like this. Let me turn down my brightness. Sorry. Okay, Lightroom looks like this. It's just an L and an R. And then you will click it, and then this pops up. And then you can just go into it and add a photo. So I'm just going to take a picture that I have, and we will literally edit this step by step. You guys, I also have like, I have a YouTube video as well that I recorded going more into detail. If you guys want the link for that, I will be happy to send it to you guys as well. So let me find a picture really quick that's not filtered yet. And then I will show you. Lightroom is very much based off of like the look that you're going for. So everybody's look is going to be a little bit different on the filters that they like. I like a lot of teals and oranges in mine. Sarah's is very bright and crisp. Erika's is also very bright and crisp. Vanessa's is like this freaking delicious teal looking filter. I don't know, but I need it. I need it. So it just depends on the look that you're going for, and you guys can literally turn up like the brightness or play with the warmth in this app. So hold on, let me get a picture. I want to do one here. Okay, so this is just a picture of my backyard. Nothing crazy. So what all these little buttons are, and the first button that I click on is color. So I click on the color. It's like the little thermostat looking one right here. And then the first thing that I do is see how everything is in the middle. Everything's going to be neutral. Like there's not going to be any kind of anything edited on your picture. And the first thing that I normally do, and you should be able to tell, I don't know if I have to turn off my light, or give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me try and turn this off. See if you guys can see it better. Okay. I hope this makes it, I don't know if you can see that any better. Okay, so the first thing I do is I like a lot of warmth in my picture, so I will up the warmth. Ooh, hold on, sorry. Let me get my face out of it so you can see. I'll up the yellow. See how this is yellow right here? I'll just add some yellow to this picture, and you can instantly see that it changes the warmth. I also like teal. I like my teal skies. So what I'll do is I'll go into this little mix button, and this is where you can get really creative. And see how there's teal? You can literally take out the teal, or you can add to the teal. So you go to the teal, and then you literally will just start playing with it, and you can see how it starts to change the color of the sky. I hope that it's picking it up. Hold on. Okay, then you can go to your blues right here. So all I did was click on this little blue button right here. And then you can literally see, it'll tell you if you want more teals pulled out, swipe this little button to the teal side, and you can see how the sky color changes. So see, here's more blue, here's more teal. And then you know how there's a lot of people have a lot of grain, like a graininess to their picture. You can literally add the graininess onto your photo. So all you do is go to detail. So all of the stuff that you're going to need is down here. You'll go to detail, click detail, and then if you swipe down, if you scroll down, let me see if I can turn this brightness down. Or maybe I need to turn this brightness down. Let's see, hold on. Okay. I hope I'm not laggy because my laptop is super laggy. If you go down here, you'll get a little option that says grain. Where is it at? Here we go. And then you can, I always have a little bit of grain in my photos, as you can see. You can take the grain all the way out. Sarah likes her super crispy and clear, so I don't think she uses a lot of grain. But I do use a lot of grain, so you can up the grainness, but see how that sky is teal? And I'll show you the difference in how it looks versus editing it and then not editing it. And then especially for Instagram, if you guys are working your business mainly on Instagram, it has so much to do with photos. It's ridiculous. Like you have a quick second to get someone's attention. And if you're doing posts, obviously in order to get their attention, we need to be able to grab it visually and then pull them in with our post. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like before and after. Hold on, there we go. So this is after I've edited it. Hold on, come on. Oh, duh. You know what, let me save this. This will be easier to do. Okay, here we go. So this is before. And then, so before, doing that right? After. Before. After. I hope you can see that. It looks super blown out. Okay, so this is the before. Come on. Oh my gosh. When I need this to work, it doesn't. After. There we go. Okay. So you can just see how it's so much brighter. It's crispier. It's just more inviting. So like what Sarah was saying, There's also tons of free presets. Like I paid for mine, and I wish I wouldn't have, because I would have eventually gotten it just tweaking with it. But if you don't want to do that and you want to just bypass like all of like figuring out how to do that, you can buy presets. There's some on Etsy. You can get them for like a few bucks. Sometimes you can find free ones. It just depends. I know Erika got free ones, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Vanessa got hers for $3.99, you guys. $3.99 to be able to just tap a button. So let's talk presets real quick. Obviously, this is something that you have to buy. There are some free ones, but I feel like the ones that most people want cost a little bit of money. So when it comes to presets, this is all you have to do. Melissa got hers on Etsy for $2.97. That's amazing. That's a great price. Okay, so when it comes to presets, this is literally all you would have to do. You would upload your photo to the app, any photo that you want, whatever photo you want to edit. I'll do this one. Just kidding. I already edited that one. I'll do this one. Okay, so then you upload your photo, you guys, and this is how easy it is. Once you get a preset, it will show you how to load it into your Lightroom. You literally just scroll all the way over here and click this button that says preset. You click it, and then you would click whichever preset that you want to use. I'm going to use one that I always use. So I made this preset and then I just saved it myself. And then it literally will edit it right for you, like with the freaking touch of a button. It's the easiest thing. And then you just save it and that's it. And then you upload it. So presets are amazing, especially now. When this first started, I feel like me and Sarah probably couldn't find a preset that was under $50, which was ridiculous. But now they're everywhere. And you guys, they're so affordable. Okay, so that's Lightroom. If you guys do want a better detailed video, I can happily send you my YouTube one. Another thing when it comes to Instagram and stories, I love that we don't have to go live or like actually have our face in the camera. But you guys, I can't tell you how important it is to make sure that you do show up. Like there are some days where you won't see my actual face. You won't see an actual video of me aside from maybe my hands mixing up my coffee or mixing up my celery or whatever. But the days where I'm literally in front of the camera, and you guys, it's Instagram. If you're not looking too hot, fix your hair, throw on a filter. Like it's the easiest thing. You don't have to be picture perfect. And I can promise you this, that more people are going to relate to you if you just show up as you versus like you're only showing up all the time when you're picture perfect. So showing up and like showing yourself, actually talking about, it doesn't even have to be about your products or your business, but just so people see that there's an actual person on the other side of this phone. Because if you're just doing like, opportunity posts or like I love over and I love unfold and I love all of those. It makes everything look so pretty and so fancy, but we are human and people want to see like, okay, well, if I do join this girl, how do I even know that she's real? Like, how do I know that it's just not someone she's paying to like throw up all this stuff for her? I've never actually seen her in a video. And I promise you, the only way to get over your fear is to just start doing it. It's literally the only way that you're going to do it. And now you don't even have to like, there's so many filters. It's ridiculous that will make you look so put together. It's insane. So going live. Okay, Erika's saying that her computer is lagging. My computer is your computer lagging still, Erika? Yes. Okay, mine is too. Is anybody else having issues? I don't see anything in the comments that anybody's like can't hear me.
No, it actually is all going good.
Okay, good. I'm just gonna roll with it
too, and it doesn't seem to be doing it. So
okay, good. Okay, I'm gonna roll with it. Oh, good. Okay. So we're gonna keep going. Okay, so videos are so important, and I want you guys to get over the fact that you might feel like you have to always have a face of makeup on. You don't. You can if you want to, you easily can. But it shouldn't come down to, oh, I'm not going to work my business because I don't have this, that, or the other. Just like Sarah was saying, like, if you're waiting for us to create content for you guys, sometimes you're going to be waiting and you could easily be missing huge opportunities to where you have a potential who's ready or who's looking for something like this, but you couldn't figure out stories or you didn't know what to post, so you just didn't post anything that day, and then they signed up with someone else. So okay, good. So yeah, you guys, it's fun to be creative too. Like, there's so many different things that you can do in these apps. And trust me, if you go back to like when I first started using Over, my stuff was not cute. It was I was learning, same thing with this business. Like, we're learning as we go. So it's going to be the same thing with the app. The difference is at least you're doing something, at least you're showing up. And then another thing too is like, in this business, half of it is cultivating leaders. So if we want a team that shows up and works, we have to make sure that we're doing the same thing every single day, because it would be insane of any of us to expect to have a team of workers when we only work when it's convenient for us, or I only work when Sarah puts up a good story that I can share, or I only work when Vanessa puts up a good story that I can share. Like, we have to take initiative for our own businesses and add to the pot. Like, yes, I love sharing stories that are working for me. If I made something super cute, I'll send it over to Sarah and Erika and be like, hey, you guys use this. I post it in my chat all the time. But imagine if it was all of us doing that together, the amount of content that we would have to use would be insane. We would literally never run out of anything to post, ever, if we were all doing it and we were all adding to the pot. But I never want you guys to feel like everything has to be perfect, or you have to, like, I don't feel like I want to make a story. Well, half the time I don't feel like I want to make a story either, but this is our business. We get paid to sign distributors and customers, and this is, to me, an easy way to just do it. Like, little 15 snippets or 15-second snippets of you making your celery. You don't even have to have your face in that one. You making your coffee, another one you don't even have to have your face in. But as far as like you coming on camera and talking on a story, the good thing is that it's only for 24 hours. And after 24 hours, it is gone. No one will ever see it again if you don't want them to. So just putting on your brave pants, and I challenge you guys to do it at least once a week and then go from there. Promise yourself, okay, I'm going to do a live. Doesn't have to be an Instagram live TV, but I'm going to do a live story of me making my collagen, or me cooking dinner, or me just talking about the fact that Rap Cash paid for my gas tank, or Rap Cash bought my baby diapers today and paid it not till Friday, or Rap Cash did this, or Keto Cash did this, or I just sold, 5 samples of Keto Cash and now I'm going to take my husband out to dinner, or I can pay the babysitter for the week with, Keto Cash samples, or whatever it may be. Just promise yourself and your business that you're going to do 1 live this week. And then next week, up it to 2. And then the week after, up it to 3. Before you know it, it's going to be like second nature. Like, people always tell me, like, I just can't do it. Like, you seem so natural. Trust me. It's because I've been doing this for 6 years. I better be a natural by 6 years. Okay, another thing I wanted to talk about is a call to action. So in a lot of my stories, and I'm sure a lot of the other leader stories, you will see polls or the little questionnaire thing. You guys, this is so important. So important, because sometimes people are just wanting you to ask them. And this is an easy way to ask them without having to like formally ask them like individually. So when it comes to coffee, if I'm making my coffee post, and whether it's an unfolded one or an over one or an actual live of me making my coffee, I will have a call to action. Like, I have 4 samples left. Who wants them? And then I'll put like a me button or a more info please button. And then that stuff is saved. I also wanted to show you guys something too. So sometimes I've been told like, oh no, I didn't check like the people who commented or who pushed the button on my last poll. You guys, if you go to archive, hold on, I've got a Facebook notification. Okay, if you go to archive on your stories, you can still see who voted on that poll. So go to archive. It's up here on Instagram. Let me see. So you go right here. This is the hardest thing to do. Oh my gosh. Go to these 3 little lines up here. Come on. Why is this so hard? And then go to archive. And then make sure that this says stories right here. And it's going to have all of your stories. Literally every story that you have posted. Make sure that this is on though. Your archive is on. And then you're going to go back to the one that you had a poll. Let me go back to one that's not on my actual story right now. Okay, here's one. Okay, so here's one. This is an old one. This was done 7 days ago. So I went back to that story. I had a call to action on here, had the little question button. If you tap this down here, your views right here, you will see. Did I do it right? No, I went all the way back to the beginning. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, so you click see, so it says seen by 412 people. You click that and your responses will be right here. And you can click that and it literally will tell you, do you want to send a message to this person? So this was an opportunity post. It literally will tell me, do you want to send a message to this person? You click the little button and then you can instantly type up your message about whatever it is that they were asking a question about. Could be about your coffee, could be about your business or whatever it is. But it saves that all there for you in your archive. So even if your day got hectic and you did a poll yesterday, you totally forgot to check in on that poll, you can go back in. Doesn't matter if it was a week ago, doesn't matter if it was 2 weeks ago, and you can still get all of those people who interacted on that post or that poll or that questionnaire or whatever it was. But you guys, a call to action is so, so important. And it's literally the easiest thing. You're literally asking people, are you interested in this? And people would I feel like people feel more comfortable just clicking a button that says yes versus working up the courage to message a complete stranger about some weight loss goals that they might have or about, wanting to grow their hair out or whatever it may be. Because stuff like that, people don't always want to talk about. They don't want to talk about how they're struggling, or they don't want to talk about how bad their postpartum hair loss is, or how much weight they've gained, or how stressed they are, whatever it is, or their acne, or whatever it is that they're struggling from. I feel like it's just an easy way to get people to feel more comfortable about extending the olive branch. And then, you guys, it's literally, they told us that they're interested. So now it's our part to go in and make sure that we follow up. I always make sure that I write their names. I have an Instagram folder. It's not a folder, it's a notebook. And then I have a Facebook one. And I make sure that I write every single potential distributor, every single potential loyal customer, and I have a rolling tally. So my notebook is filled to the tip top with potentials. And you want to make sure that that's constantly growing. Therefore, we have to make sure that we're constantly making sure that we're doing our stories, we're adding polls, we're doing call to actions. You can do the questionnaires. There's so many different things that you can do. Erika does a really cute one where she'll say, like, it's not even a poll or a questionnaire or anything. She'll just say, like, swipe up and hit and send me a heart face emoji if you want blah, 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 blah. Or swipe up and type the word one if you want blah, 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 blah. Like, it's super easy. You don't even have to add anything to your actual story. It's just a call to action. So however you want to do it, be it polls or be it swipe ups, it's just super, super, super smart business wise to have call to actions, because you're literally having people come to you, which I don't know about you, but that's like the best kind of business, because they're literally just popping right in your message. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I'm good. Erika?
Erika, you can just unmute yourself down in the corner. While she's doing that, I'm going to show you guys. And I think Lysa showed you like where to go to see people that are viewing your stories, which is like down in the corner down here. So when I click on that, you guys, I will go through this, and I make sure that if the people that are coming to me and are interested in me, then this is who I'm going to go see, and I kind of go from these people, okay? And the more that you show up, you guys, on them, so I can click on anybody, right? I can just go to their profile. I can see if they're my type of people. If yes, like Lysa said, I'm making a list. So when we talk about being intentional, I remember like hearing that word all the time and I'm like, what the freak does that mean? Like, what does this actually mean? Right. So I always try to tell you like examples of what that is meaning. So like when Lisa's saying you want to bring people to you, you better tell them what to do to come to you, right? Which is the call to action, which is saying like in my opportunity post, I will say text opportunity to and put my phone number. Why? Because when they start doing that, you guys, literally when we have like any sort of promotion or anytime that I'm going through and I'm going to follow up with potential distributors, I can literally search my text messages, you guys, for opportunity and it pulls all these people up, right? So it keeps it organized. Like I'm not a spreadsheet type of girl. I am like pencil, paper, and then I kind of have like my small hacks that I do to keep things situated. But that is where I go, you guys, a lot too. So if you're like, oh, I feel like I ran out of people, you didn't. You just have to be creative. And you have to also, you have to remember, like, you need to be interested in other people if you want them to come and be interested in you, right? So interacting, super huge. Growing your network. There's a reason why most of my business comes from Instagram because I consistently add new people every single day to my Instagram, which means I have new eyes on my stuff. I am not as good at doing that on Facebook. However, Host to Post has completely changed all of that for me on Facebook again, right? So it's funny when I start getting enrollments from there, it's because I'm growing my network. So when Lisa's kind of showing you guys those things are really key. So when you're thinking like, oh, I feel like I'm doing all those things, there's usually like a small little thing that is missing. Or maybe you're doing really consistently 3 of the 6 things in our 6 list, but you're not adding to your network or you're not interacting because those things are huge. Those things are huge. Okay. So Erika's going to pop on and she is going to show you some hacks. This girl has taught me like, you guys, I am not IT smart. Like I can work hard. I am consistent. I have discipline. Like your girl is going to show up every single day. I have a good attitude and a good mindset. But the thing is like IT is not my super strong suit, which is why I ask and I'm never ashamed to ask. I don't care what someone's rank is. I don't care. I'm always willing to learn. And Erika's one girl that I feel like is actually pretty freaking savvy. It's either that or she's super good at Googling and watching videos. But I love it because she takes initiative to teach herself. Okay. And so that's another thing. Again, no one taught Erika all this. A lot of what she brings to the table is stuff that she has played around with, has asked with, and has figured it out. Okay. So just remember that, like when Lysa was talking about that, as a business owner, we always say like, oh, we want to be our own boss. Okay. But now you are, like, do what you've always wanted to do, you know? So, okay. So Erika's going to hop on. She's going to show you some really, really cool things, probably where a lot, like Lysa made my pictures look really good. Erika's like teaching me how to like do really cool things with my stories and, you know, and make them so that you guys want to use them and that we can use them over and all that kind of stuff. So take it away, Erika.
Okay. So Vanessa already talked about Ming, so I figured I could just go into that one really quick. So I don't know if you guys ever seen, like, I feel like Alyssa and a lot of the like top income earners will post like really cool videos like whenever something new is released. So Ming is an app where you can literally copy their profile link and then the video will download onto your phone and you can reuse it. So basically, let me see if I can figure out how to do this. I'll just go to your page, Sarah. So the app is called Ming, and it looks like this. Let's see. It's this one right here. Basically, all you do is you go to like whoever's story. You can do it for post and I think captions as well. But like say, let's see. I wanted to copy like one of her stories in here rather than screenshotting, or if it was like an actual video. All you have to do is go to their profile, and then in the top corner, there's like a little dot, dot, dot. You click on that and press copy profile URL. And then you go to the app and you press paste link. Let's see if it'll go. And it'll pull up literally all of Sarah's stories for the day. And then you can go through and it'll say like copy caption if you wanted their like post. So then when you press share, it'll pull up your Instagram and you can do like story or feed, however you want to post it. I usually just, when it takes you here, it automatically saves it to your phone. So I usually will just press like the exit button and then go back and upload it how I want to, just in case I want to add anything to it. But that's like a super easy way you can copy people's, like when they were posting all of those videos, like Sarah was talking about for the Mojo app, where they create all those really cool content stories where it's like a video for each slide. That's how you can get those ones rather than screenshotting just like a still image from it. And then, like I said, you can do that for captions and then normal posts as well. But I mainly just use it for their stories. And then on Instagram as well, another thing that is super helpful. So for the filters, like when you go on your Instagram and the little face thing here, there's like the already preloaded filters that Instagram does, right? Well, if you scroll all the way, I've already downloaded a bunch. If you scroll all the way and click more effects, you can literally download, I don't know how to get this to focus. You can click any of these. So like if you're seeing people who are posting like the dust filters or anything like that, there's like Instagram, selfies, love, color and light, camera styles. You can, so like this one here says retro film. It'll show you what it looks like. You can press this little save button here and it'll add it to your, let's see if I can get it to go. You can add it to your camera roll. And then it'll be at the bottom. I've downloaded a bunch. Let's see. Of course, this is not gonna go easy. So it'll pop up with like a little blue thing and you'll be able to go over and then have a new filter at the bottom. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so there it is. And then it'll do like the graininess on there. And there's seriously like hundreds of different filters that you can save, and it'll just save it at the bottom when you click the little like face filter thing. And that's been super cool. Like I've actually had a lot of like different ones that you can download. Like there's one that has like Polaroids and just different colors, the little filters, all of that. And that's been a game changer too, because I feel like when you're doing like a normal video, rather than doing like heart eyes or puppy faces or stuff like that, like you can do things where it's not actually altering your face, but it's just adding something to the picture. And then using that along with over, like playing with over, has seriously been a huge game changer. And how I figured out over more was by actually, there was a blogger that I follow on Instagram and her stories are always like on point. And I messaged her and I was like, how are you saving like these graphics and all of these different things to your like stories on Instagram? Because I don't know if you guys noticed, if you use the GIFs on Instagram, or the GIFs, however you say it, on Instagram, they can sometimes distort your video or your photo and it'll make it like all blurry. So if you go on over, you can download fonts like Sarah was saying earlier and have different fonts than what are on Instagram. And then you can also get like graphics from there and like GIFs and then save them to your Instagram. So by doing that on over, all you have to do is, this is like the home screen. You click the little plus sign and then you are gonna pick the transparent little bubble. And it'll look like this. And pretty much this is just going to make sure, basically you're making your own stickers. So then when it pulls up like this, if you click on graphic, now I don't know if anybody has the free version. I ended up like paying for the monthly version of Over because honestly, it's been worth every penny, and you just unlock so many different features that are on Over that make it so much easier, and you don't have to worry about like it being premium. But basically the graphic section will look like this. And I don't know if you guys have been seeing like people who have like brush strokes like in the bottom corners, or they have like the little cute graphics that like just stay still, they don't move or do anything like that. So you can literally click on here, and I think in the quick search, if you go down there, it'll say, I think there was one that says brush strokes or like mock-ups. You can basically type in anything. So I'll just type in brush strokes, and it'll pull up all of these. So say I wanted to save this one. You click on that. It'll add it. Let me see if I can turn this down. It'll add this little blue brush stroke to the transparent background, like that. So say I wanted to add that to a Instagram story. You press the little check mark and over, and then you're going to click the little save button. And then rather than actually saving it to your phone, if you click more, my bad. If you click more, you just press copy. So then from there, I usually will have Instagram like in the window already. So I'll just take a picture really quick and show you guys. So once you click copy, it'll actually pop up and say add sticker. So then you click that and you can literally move it around, add it how you want to, put it in the bottom. You can layer, like sometimes I'll layer like gold, like sparkly flecks or like those kind of things and make it on there. You can also totally create it on over if you wanted to, but I've just found that this is easier and it allows me to like play around with the format of Instagram as well. So if you wanted to get a font to put down over that, a website that I use is called, let me pull it up, is DaFont, and it looks like this. And literally you can go through here, and so I'll just do this first one. It says Beautiful Hearst, so this one right here. On the corner, it'll say download. If you click on that, it'll look like this on your phone. So I don't know what yours will say, but you click on more. And then if you have over saved on your phone, it'll pop up like this, where it's like a bunch of different options that you can save it to. You're gonna wanna scroll all the way over and press copy to over. And then it'll pop up over and it'll say installation success. I don't know how to get this to, like that. So now, if I wanted to add a font to my Instagram, you click on text and you wanna use the same transparent background, like that, just like the little graph paper almost. And you click text. I'll just type something. There is the font right there. And I have saved like tons of different fonts. And this is like, if you're seeing people using different fonts on there, more than likely they're using these. And you can just literally download as many fonts as you want to, and it'll save it right to the Over app. And then the same thing. So you say I wanted to take this, I'm gonna press the little check mark and the little save button. And then same thing, the little, it says more, and it's like a little dot, dot, dot. And then you're gonna click copy. And then you pull up your Instagram story and it'll pop up add sticker. And then let's see if it'll do it. It's right here, it's just white. It'll be right there. And you can also check, like you can change the different colors. So like, obviously I probably wouldn't want to use white because you can't read it. But you could do black. You could literally do whatever color font you want and just layer it over your stickers like that. So, and you could probably even like save graphics off of Google the same way, but I've just found that literally all of the graphics on over, you could pretty much type in whatever you're looking for. So say you want like a peace sign or a dog or anything. They even have like quotes that you can save. You can literally just copy and paste it straight to your Instagram. And I found that it literally takes no less time than as if you were to just be doing that on the GIFs on the Instagram app. But at least this way, you're not distorting your picture. Like it doesn't make anything blurry, everything stays super crisp. And most of the times I've noticed since I started doing this, like I've been getting way more people like looking at my stories than before, where you could see, because I have the business profile, you could see that people were tapping through. So like it's been more people actually watching my stories and interacting, and even like messaging me and asking me like, hey, how are you doing that? Because it's something that you don't normally see. So that has been a game changer for me, and over spending the money on it has been like worth every single penny. I'm trying to think if there was one more thing, Sarah.
I know, I'm just trying to think too. Oh, you know what? I was gonna tell, look at, I'm all over the place, so just forgive me for a second. But I feel like that's pretty much what we do on there. And it's the same thing. You guys, a lot of those apps like Unfold, you're going to be archiving, right? Because we started that. That's how we started the Zoom, is kind of doing, just setting you guys up for success and working smarter, not harder. But on Over app as well, it's the same thing, you guys. On there, like when you're playing around with things, I'm going to show them here really quick, or here, hold on. If you think of something, Erika, you just let me know. But on here, you guys, like when you go to make, hold on a sec. We always have to turn our thing down. When you go to make something, like when you're down here, you can pick all these different layouts. If you wanted to just add a photo of your own, you can do that. So I could pick any photo. Okay, so if I did like this one, I had a Brooks. Okay, I could pick this. Down here, you can pick like Instagram story. You can do whatever you want. And then when I do that, you guys, so you can even make your own. So like I can shrink this down. If I hold down like on this back part, I can hit edit. Hold on. And look at, you can paint it. So like you can do different colors. You can move things around. So if I wanted to like paint that for a second, I can pick whatever color. It will say color. You can go to your color wheel. I could do just white on here, and it does it. And then you just click the little check mark up in the corner. And then like Erika was talking about, like there's graphics, there's text, there's all the different types of things. Like I can go in my graphics and I can do, let me see, like I'll do, let me see, like a square. Okay, just to add something. You know, honestly, you can literally, I could pick any square that I wanted, right? They'll come up with stuff. You can grab it, and then you can shrink this down again, right? I could put it wherever I wanted to in here, put it in the corner. Again, I can edit, or you have to check it first, sorry. But I could edit this, and I could even change the color of this. So I could like pull it through and grab a color that's from my photo. So like when you guys are like, how the heck did they get a color that matches their photo so perfectly? Like that's kind of the things that we're doing on there. And then like I'll use the text thing that Erika just showed you on there. And then the only other thing, you guys, that I was gonna have Lysa show you, that, and this is why we always have to make notes, because we're like, okay, these are the things we get asked on a regular basis. We want to answer the questions, that type of thing. Was sometimes the following and unfollowing apps that we had used before, because you want to you can only follow so many people. So at some point you do have to unfollow people. Again, I always tell people, like when they think they feel weird about that, I'm like, people will follow me and end up unfollowing me later on. Maybe I'm not their jam. A-okay, you guys. Like, don't sweat that stuff. Like, it's okay. And you know what? It's going to happen to you. Maybe as you're growing your network, you followed some people and all of a sudden you're going through and you're like, whoa, how'd this person get on here? And they're not your people. That's okay. You can unfollow them. Okay. So anyways, Lysa, did you want to show them kind of how you showed us how to toggle back and forth, and how we've been doing it just like organically without using any sort of app, so nothing's getting flagged?
Yes. Okay. So I do use an app. I just don't use the actual app to unfollow. Stay with me. Okay. So the app because now Instagram is flagging anyone and everyone who is actually unfollowing through an app. So to bypass that, because I grow my network every single day, you guys, that's so important. I posted earlier in the chat that like, it's just common sense. Like, would you rather fish in a pond that has 3,000 fish or 300 fish? Like, who do you think is going to have the better odds of catching more fish? Like, obviously the one that has the more fish to catch. So growing your network is so important. It's so important. And I do it every single day. So the app that I have to see who's who's following me and who has unfollowed me is called Followers Plus. It looks just like this. It has a big red heart and like a little rainbow lines right behind it. So what I do is I'll make sure all my apps are closed out. I only open 2 apps. I open Instagram and then I open that one. And then I go to my page on Instagram. So I click on following right here where it says 3,507. I click on that. See how it says search right here? So the way that I'm doing this is, see how I just swiped up. So all I did, I was in Instagram. I swiped up and see how it's like, now I can go between the 2 right here. So then I will go into this app and then I will click. I do this every single day. I see who has unfollowed me and if I'm still following them. So obviously I'm still following this person. So I'll remember her name. Her name is Tiana Marie, but her Instagram is hello, it's Tiana. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe up, toggle back to here, go back to click on my followers right here where it says search. So I'm doing this in Instagram. I'm not using the app. I'm just using the app to show me who's unfollowing me. I'll click search and then I'll type in hello, it's Tiana. She's right here. And you literally click the button and unfollow. And then if I had more people unfollowing me, I don't even click on this. I just look at the next name and then I come back on here, type it in, unfollow. Look at the next name, come back here, type it in, unfollow. Look at the next name, and then I literally keep going. So what you want to do after that, so these are people who have followed me but recently unfollowed me. So I do this every single day. But when I go through and I do a mass unfollow is probably at the end of the night every single night. So I will go back to the followers app. It looks just like this. I make sure that I refresh it up here. So you want to click this little button. It'll load your data down here. And then you want to look at this little red number. I did a lot of following today. Normally I keep this at 50 because I follow, corporate. I follow a lot of our leaders that don't necessarily follow me back, but I want to continue to follow them regardless if they follow me back or not, because I love their content and I get ideas from their content, all that good stuff. So this is normally at 50. So then I will click on this and then I go up to here, these 3 little buttons right here. And then I will do, hold on, I kind of gotta, this is called Followers Plus. And then I will click sort by. Come on. Oh, my face is in the view, that's why. So I'll click sort by right here. And then I will click oldest to newest. These are my people right here. So this is corporate. This is a lot of bloggers that I follow, my church, like stuff that I don't want to not follow. Cami, some bloggers, our coach, Miss Pam. Come on. Oh, I needed to focus. So then I will go down to where I know that it stops. So from here down, Ashley Mayfield is where I stop. So from here down, these are regular people. I mean, not that these aren't regular people, but you know what I mean. These are people that I don't care to follow if they're not following me. So I start right here. I will put this person up at the top of the list. So she's up here, right? And then I will do the same exact thing. Swipe up, go into my Instagram, type in her name, move on to the next person. Look at her name, go into Instagram, type it in, unfollow. Go to the next person, type it in, unfollow. Next person, type it in, unfollow, and I do all of these until I get down to here, and then I'll go into here. I'll just swipe up and then start again. One thing about this, you guys, is you have to give yourself a few seconds before you continue to unfollow. So I do at least 5 to 10 seconds because I can easily, once you're in the mode, you could easily be like boom, 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 super quick, but that's an easy way to get blocked. So I try to just wait 5 to 10 seconds between each unfollow so you don't get blocked. I think the first time you get blocked, you're blocked for like a couple of hours, and then the next time you're blocked for another couple of hours, and then yeah, like no one wants to be blocked. That's not fun. So just take your time, but this is how I follow and unfollow since we cannot do it through apps anymore. Because I could easily tap this button, like see how it says following? I could easily tap it. This is in the followers app. But then I'm going to get a notification that says Instagram rules, blah, 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 doesn't allow you to use third-party apps, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to mess with any of that. I don't want to flag my account. I don't want anybody to pay attention to my account, especially not the Instagram police. So I just toggle back and forth between Instagram and this app. I'll show you guys what it looks like one more time. I'm almost positive that it's called Followers Plus, but I don't, hold on. Followers Pro? Let me see. Hold on. Let me go into the App Store. I just want to make sure that I get you guys the right name, because I know that sometimes people say that they can't find this app or that it doesn't exist, but I know it does. Let me see. Hold on.
It is Followers Plus.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. And it looks like this. It has like the little heart thing. Remember?
Yes, the red heart. Oh, you know what? It's Followers Plus, but in the App Store, it's called Followers Up, capital UP.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Followers Up, and then it has a plus. Before, it just used to be Followers Plus. I don't know if they're trying to throw us off of their scent or what, but so Followers Up, it looks just like this. And then, and then I do that every day because I grow my business every day. I just make sure that I always switch that from oldest to newest. So I'm not unfollowing the people that I just followed like 20 minutes ago. I want to make sure that they have at least a day to 2 days to follow me back. And then if by then they haven't followed me back, then they're getting unfollowed. But you want to make sure that like your numbers are, and I hate saying this because it's so not about numbers. I don't care about numbers, but you want to make sure that when people are going to your page that you seem like someone who's worth following, because people want to follow who other people are following. You know what I mean? Like people want to follow the people who other people want to follow. So you just want to make sure that your numbers are cohesive. I have 5,912 followers and I'm following 3,500. When I unfollow those 400 people that aren't following me, that'll drop down to 3,100, which I think it's a pretty good range between the two. You just want to make sure that your followers aren't more, or your following isn't more than your followers, if that makes sense. You kind of want to make sure that it's somewhat the same. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about that, I hope I explained it. And I need it.
No, that was perfect. So you guys, that's literally what we do for stories. And so I hope that was super helpful. We try to like share our screens and show you guys like how we're doing things and that type of thing. And if you get playing around with things, like please just feel free to ask, because sometimes we'll even do like the little screen sharing and show each other like how, what we're clicking on and that type of thing. But honestly, you guys, it seems intimidating. And then as you start playing around with you're like, oh my gosh, I just created this. Like it is actually super cool and it is worth it. Cause like Erika said, at first I remember being like, oh wow, like I have to copy this from over. It takes just as much time to do that, you guys, as it does to literally go through my own stuff and try to make it look cute with just the minimal amount that Instagram offers. Right. And so again, going in and thinking like we have a quick, few seconds to grab somebody's attention. And the thing is too, is stop thinking like repeating the same information is annoying, because it's not. It's called consistency and it works super freaking well. Okay. And so that's something that I think is a lot of us just tend to think right off the bat. I was the same exact way, but there's a reason why Tiffany Herr goes on and does coffee at Tiffany's every single morning. Guess what? People are starting to realize there's coffee at Tiffany's every single morning and they show up for that, right? They're showing up to her team page for that. So like I said, go back to the 3 to 5 things that scream you and focus in on those. Start showing your face. Like it's okay. There's times that I'm on there with zero makeup. Guess what, you guys? People are like, why the F would she have makeup on when it's 4:45 in the morning? Like,
and she works from home.
Why would I? Right? Or like, if I'm up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't sleep. Like I did a poll, like I'll even do polls that aren't It Works, right? And people love interacting on that. So just think of those things, like think of the things that catch you. Think of the things that you're like, wow, that's really cool. Or that's a cool picture. Or like, I even do that even when I'm scrolling, I'm like, God, that's a really cute picture. Like I'm going to screenshot that and I'm going to mimic that, but make it mine. right? So think of those things. What is catching your eye? That is what hones us in on trying to learn new things. And that's when you see us actually come through and put it onto our own content. And it's fun. It makes it look good. And it's not super hard. So like, we wanted to be able to share all that with you because we don't want anybody waiting to build their business on somebody else's time. Like, that is such a huge thing, you guys. And yes, you will always have help. You will always have support. But at the end of the day, you are the captain of your business. And so you need to be driving your ship and you need to be doing it for yourself, right? And as you do that, you just feel so much more empowered. And not to mention, you can teach it, which is so fun to do for all of us. So, Instagram. Sorry, I'm just reading a question. Christina, you'll have to message me and just explain that one just a little bit more. And then that way I can help answer that. But I think that's it, you guys. And so I'm going to stop the recording so that way we can get it up. I will copy it and then I will save the link to rewiring, and I'll put it in the units under even where we did like Stories 101. Lysa can even upload her one on Lightroom if you guys want to even watch that and kind of have a in-depth tutorial on that. We try to keep these a little bit shorter so people actually go through and watch the whole thing. So thank you for tuning in. I hope it was super helpful. If you think of questions afterwards, shoot them over and we will get them answered.